you inside the. You know what time it is. It's your favorite social media coach, Melle Howard. Coach Melle in the building with your favorite cool uncle, Uncle Flood, and they're going to take you inside the game. So sit down, relax, get your favorite beverage, and hang as they take you across the SWAT, especially in Southern University football and professional sports as they talk Monday Night Football here on Inside the Game. All right, let's get into it.
What it do? I-930 next to a phone. How you doing, sir?
I'm fine, and yourself?
As y'all can see, this is not Uncle Flood tonight. Uncle Flood will be joining us shortly, but we are excited about our Bayou Classic Edition. I have a very special guest. I'll let him introduce himself in a second. We also don't have Wiley in the background, so if you see anything crazy from the production side of things, everybody is out tonight. So I am doing this solo, and I'm going to do what I can to make it happen. But, thank you so much for being here with us for another edition of Inside the Game, Bayou Classic Edition. Leroy, tell the people who may not know you who you are.
I don't have much to say. My name is Leroy Williams. I'm also a big Southern fan, grew up around Southern my whole life. So that's that.
I don't know why he acting shy like he never did this before. He literally texts and talk all day, and now he act like he That's crazy to me. We also have another very special guest joining us on the show today. Former Southern University football player AJ Turner. So looking forward to just talking about it, talking about this game this weekend, talking about SWAC football in general, and just getting the show on the road. So Uncle texted me saying he might be with us shortly. So we'll see. We'll just let the technical difficulties roll how they roll. But Leroy, just overall, like first impression of, not even first impression, but just impression of as a you gotta tell the people a little more about your football expertise and like give you permission to talk about all these kind of things. But when you think about Southern football, you've been following it just as long as I have. Where we were or where we are this season, where we've been in the future of the program. Like, what is just your A grade of the season so far, and tell us why that is your grade of.
I will say I'm gonna be pretty harsh. I'm gonna give us an F for the season. I think a lot of people would, based off what I've seen the program my whole life. Last time we were anywhere close to this, of course, was with Stump. I think we had a lot of excitement going into the season with the amount of people returning. I know with our offensive line, that was my big thing. I was like, man, we got 4 guys returning, 1 guy that was in rotation, and usually people like that, going into the season because you have experience playing together. So that was a big thing. And I was like, okay, if we got good running backs that came in, if we can throw the ball, okay, we should be fine. And I was a little skeptical on the defensive side because I felt like, okay, how would our D-line look? Of course, we don't know how Kelby's going to do, but how the rest of the guys going to do. And I think both of those have been very subpar this year, our offensive line and defensive line. Usually your front seven is very, very, very big, and teams were able to run the ball all season. Like, it's hard for linebackers to make plays when offensive linemen are getting to the second level every play. So I was also curious about the receiving room going into the season, just from the spring game, and seeing we didn't really bring in many guys, and of course the guys that we lost last year. So yeah, it's been an F. I had some. I'm sorry, my assistant is here. I had some hope going into Atlanta, and when we left Atlanta, I said, okay, we may be able to do something. But after I watched that Valley game, I remember texting you. I was in California. I was like, it's gonna be a long season, and we haven't won since.
I was just about to say, we haven't won the game since Valley. I think that was a lot of people's expectations and hope for the years. Like, from Atlanta, it was like, we may do something, something may shake. after Atlanta, even we was like, okay, there were some bright spots. There were some things that we can
Yes.
take away from this. And we haven't won a game since August the 30th. And so just early thoughts about the season and going into the Bayou Classic. Gremlin is having a better year, a much better year. Obviously the SWAC championship has been said. We'll talk about that shortly between Jackson State and Purview. But when you think about the Bayou Classic and this year, like what are the things that are like, what are your expectations? And then what do you think we have to do in order for us to be successful to start what's soon to be a new era of Jaguar football?
Just like most people say, it's a rivalry game. It's more than just records that are on the table. I don't know if anybody got a chance to watch the Alcorn Jackson State game this weekend. Alcorn wasn't playing for anything. They're down, if I'm not mistaken, 24-7.
24-7.
All right, baby. 24-7 at halftime, and come back and ends the game on a Hail Mary trying to win it. So that just goes to say what rivalry games mean. This game, from if we can control the line of scrimmage, I think we can compete. I think that's going to be the big thing, of course.
I mean, and people say that, and not to cut you off, but people say that often, like if we can control the line of scrimmage. What gives you an inkling of hope based off of the way we've been not able to control the line of scrimmage? I mean, we haven't won a game since August the 30th. Like that is crazy to me. But what gives you what have you seen that are potential bright spots that says that because of this, we will be able to do this in this particular game?
Offensively, I feel like since Fred has taken over, we've been doing things better. I think a lot of people, I was one like, okay, let's let Fred start calling the offense. When he took over as the interim head coach, I was like, okay, there could be some bright spots. At the end of the day, you are who you are. I was having a conversation with one of my partners today, and I was telling him, about the time you get to mid-season, a team is who they are. They could throw a few wrinkles in each game, but you are who you are. Yeah. And when Fred took over, man, we already have the plays. We already have a playbook. Only thing he can do is try to mix it up some more. That's all. Yeah. You still got the same guys that are the same guy throwing the ball. You still have the same guys blocking, catching, etc. So if we can run the ball, which I think we've been okay with it the last few weeks, that would help. We're down to our third string quarterback that came in a week and a half before the season. Yeah. Like that's tough. And it doesn't help. It doesn't help when the defense is giving up a lot of points.
Yeah.
It doesn't help.
I think that's been to your point, the biggest disappointment. I think we were I was at least most excited about like what was going to be the defensive. And I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I know that people like triple, quadruple team and Kelby Gibbons, but like I rarely just remember just like him having a game where it's like Kelby. And that's just unfortunate with the season he had with the expectations for him going into. But I mean, like you said, it's a rivalry game. And so, anything can happen. I'm hoping for the best of what could potentially happen. But before we continue on this conversation, we have another great guest co-star coming in the show with us today. So I'm going to bring Reverend Albert Turner onto the stage. And before we, let me see where my homeboy at. Let's see. That's why I need. There we go. I was going to say that's why I need Wally, because I don't even know how to put everybody on the stage at the same time. But AJ, tell the people who you are and what's your connection to Southern University football.
Oh, all right. I'm Albert Turner. I played from the 2004 to 2008 era. Kind of toward the end of P. Richardson. So that and track, man. That was me at Southern.
Nice. And we were just talking just about the season and the game to come. Bayou Classic this weekend. We were giving grades. Leroy gave Southern F for the season. We'll be interested to know what is your grade for the season, Coach AJ, and then I'm trying to keep from calling you when I call you regularly for the people.
Paul.
But what what would you give the grade for the overall season, and then just give us some feedback on the season of up to this point.
Man, Coach Melle, man, I gotta agree with Leroy, man. I mean, you gotta give it an F, man. Pick to finish first, and don't even have a swag win going into the last game of the season, man. I mean, that's pretty rough, man. So yeah, it was a bad season, man. I mean, had high expectations, man. This definitely was unexpected. Definitely didn't expect this, man.
So what do you attribute? Me and Leroy kind of talked about like kind of the expectations going into the season. He talked about just kind of the lack of what we thought the defense was going to be on the returning side. There were some questions, but we thought it would be better. What do you just attribute to just the overall like season that we had at as a team, and kind of where we find ourselves going into the last week of the season?
Man, as far as the defense, man, the surprising thing to me was the secondary, man. I expected our secondary to really hold us down, man. I wasn't certain about the D line. That always been a question mark for me, going into the season, checking out the recruiting. Just never really seen, them get a dog on that D line besides Given. So I knew that would be a question. And actual linebacker play, man, that wasn't as good as I expected it to be either. I expect a little bit more out of the linebacker room, man. They really didn't show up like I thought they would, man. And if going to the offensive side, man, I mean, who would expect you wouldn't have the guy that you thought would be your signal caller pretty much for one quarter of the whole season, man. So that alone just turned offense upside down, man. That did it.
Yeah, I mean, and with the, he's talking about, for those who haven't kept up with the season, Jalen Woods basically played 2 seconds this season, and just didn't really have an opportunity to see him play this season. I mean, what, as a former player, like when you have something and you're playing for something throughout the season, and you get to the season and you don't get the opportunity to utilize what you've been anticipating all of the time, like what does that do for the morale of the locker room? Like how does that go into the planning? And like, I always was taught next man up, but I'm sure that there's something that goes into the morale of the team based off of that.
Yeah, it does mess with the morale, man. But I mean, as far as when I was at Southern, man, that saying next man up was serious, man. Like, man, I mean, we would almost want to play through injuries, man, because the next man behind you, man, once he got in, it wasn't no guarantee you was getting the spot back. So
right.
But it definitely would mess with the morale, man. You expecting Jalen Woods to be your signal caller, and all of a sudden, boom, that's gone. So now you said, you're scrambling, man. So yeah, it definitely would mess with the morale, especially being that, the next option they tried didn't work. So now you're really scrambling, you know what I mean? So yeah, but you had to go to the third option. So I mean, yeah, it was tough, man. That's tough for a team to overcome.
Yeah, and your third option is leading the stat sheets in passing yards. I was pulling some stats before the show, and I'm like, I mean, I've obviously seen him, but it just feels like we haven't been able to get the quarterback room right. It's been a struggle. It's been like not Jalen. Cam has shown some high moments. Ashton has had his, because at the Fresno game, everybody's like, "Yep, Ashton is the answer." And then he became inconsistent. And so we just haven't been able to get it right. So we're going to talk more about the Bayou Classic, which is why you both are here. But before we get to that, obviously the big conversation in the room outside of this game is that we are looking for a coach. And Leroy, you can take yourself off of mute for this conversation. We are looking for a coach. Before I get into the names of people that have been mentioned and thrown out there, I would just love to hear from both of you just about coming off a 1-win season. Like, what is going to be the biggest hurdle for a new coach, whoever that may be coming into this program? And then with your playing experience, with your coaching experience, Leroy, like what would you do on day one? And either one of you guys can hop in there.
Albert, you got it.
All right, yeah. Man, what? Repeat that question again, man.
So the first question is like, what do you think is the biggest hurdle inheriting a team that's coming off a 1-win season? And then what would you prioritize day one?
Man, coming off a 1-win season, man.
I mean, no, wait, let me say that a 2-win season, because we're winning on Saturday. So let me 2-win season.
But man, I mean, first thing is, man, you want to get a coach hired as soon as possible. I mean, you need to hit the ground recruiting. You need to get a feel of the team, what you gonna keep. I mean, from a 2-win team. I mean, a new coach, you're not sure, exactly what he want to keep. But it's important for him to get access to the team to see what he's going to keep, and really, man, start recruiting, man. That's I mean, he behind the ball, man. Like, he needs as much time as possible. So that's the main thing, getting his hire right and getting it done in a speedy manner so he can hit the ground recruiting, man.
Yeah, Leroy, what about you?
I would say, man, I would second that. Like, recruiting is a huge thing, especially in today's time. We need to get the guys in as soon as possible. To me, the biggest thing, man, about getting this coach in as soon as possible. You have to you got to establish yourself. You're coming in with kids you don't even know. Like I said, you have to evaluate the talent that you already have on top of the guys that you are potentially wanting to bring into the program, and you have to mold those guys to be the type of coach that you are. Teams usually follow. Sorry. Okay, be quiet. Teams usually adapt to the personality of the coach, and when you Layla, stop. Whenever whenever a new coach is coming in, man, he has to get those guys to adapt to his personality, to adapt to how they want to play. For example, Prairie View bought the guy in, man. It's a totally different team.
Yeah.
He brought in his guys. He kept some of their guys, and just look at how they play. They're more physical. All that comes to me from the coach's personality and what he's bringing to their team. So that's to me the biggest reason you need to get somebody in there so fast.
All right, so before we start throwing out names, because that's what people do, they love to throw out names. When we think about the talent that we have in place now, for people, one of the biggest conversations right now is that we don't have talent. When you look at it, AJ, from a former player's perspective, what is the talent that exists currently in the locker room, and what do you think, is it because of a lack of development, or we just lack pure talent in our locker room right now?
Man, it's a tough one, man, because I know some of the kids, man. But man, I would say it's the lack of talent, man. We didn't get a bunch of, I would say, big name kids, but I mean we got some kids that are like the Remo guy. I mean, barely touched the field, and I mean, man, he showed up last week, week before last, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to say, man, but I would say that we definitely need to step the talent level up some, though. I definitely would say that.
Yeah. Leroy, and the question was about just talent in general. Do you believe that there is a lack of talent that exists in the locker room? And as someone who's coming, who has high school coaching experience, like, what is like the talent pipeline? Because people often talk about, oh, y'all don't recruit Louisiana, y'all don't recruit Baton Rouge. Like, what is the current state of the talent pipeline in Louisiana? And this question could be for both of y'all. What is the current state of the talent pipeline in Louisiana, and where have we gone wrong as quote unquote recruiting? Because before I let you answer the question, people often say we don't recruit Louisiana, but the majority of our if you look at the roster, like, the majority may not be from Baton Rouge, but the majority of our guys do come from Louisiana in some form or fashion, be it north, south, east, west. But people love to say that we don't recruit the talent pipeline in Louisiana. So, question, Leroy, what is the current state of the talent pipeline in Louisiana, and then what can we do to be better at the recruiting aspect of it?
I mean, I wouldn't say Louisiana is a sleeping giant when it comes to football, because I feel like all the other states know about us. If I'm not mistaken, we're fifth when it comes to guys signing to play college football per capita.
Mm-hmm.
I think Texas is ahead of us, Cali, Florida, Georgia, and I think we're around the same thing as Ohio. So, man, we have the talent. And I was hoping you asked this question. I was thinking about this all day. I hear it a lot. People talk about we don't recruit Louisiana, we don't recruit Baton Rouge. I feel that we do. I feel the problem is you have so many people that say negative things about the university to these young men. And if you're speaking negative about the team that's in your backyard, what makes you think that those guys are going to want to go to the university? And I hate that. I feel like, okay, if you want us to recruit at home, if you want us to have more guys at home, we should be preaching to our young athletes, hey, Southern University is a good program. Back when I was coaching, I didn't tell everybody. Tremel asked me. I coached high school ball for 7 years. High school football for 7 years. I stopped when I had my daughter. But I actually coached with the mayor, Sid. I coached under Sid.
Coach.
But but man, I used to go to practice sometime in my southern shirts and things, and man, usually some of the guys, oh, Southern sucks, Southern's this, Southern's that, and I would say to some of them, like, they're not even looking at you, like, they haven't offered you. So what does that say about you if you're saying this university sucks, and the only place they can get it from is from hearing it because they've never been there. So if people want us to recruit more at home and get more kids in, man, speak the university up so that, it makes kids want to go to Southern. You hear them say good things about LSU, and that's why kids want to go there. Are we LSU? No. But speak up your university. This is our university, HBCU.
Yeah.
I'm done. That's my little rant.
I appreciate that rant and that preach. No, AJ, I would love to hear from you in your perspective on what Leroy just shared.
Yeah, man, I think the Louisiana pipeline is rich, man. Like he was just talking about, see, we lost a recruiting battle to Southeastern to a running back from a Stroomer, man. I mean, kids like that, I mean, with this new coach, them the kind of kids we gotta win, man. If we can win those battles and like the George kid, he wanted to be a Jag, man, ended up going to Grambling. So kids like that, man. If we can win those battles, man, I think you'll definitely see, the talent increase, man. And but the pipeline around Baton Rouge and the River Parish area and man, Lafayette area, I mean, they got talent galore around, man. I think the new coaches need to be more visible. From what I hear, from certain high school coaches that I know play with me in college, man, is Southern is invisible. They're not visible like other schools. So I don't know what a downfall coming at, with that process, but the new coach definitely needs to be visible, man. That's for sure.
No, I agree, and our uncle has finally made it to the studio for the night. So he's they trying to take him out today, but my boy makes his studios. So I'll bring him onto the stage in a second here. And someone asked a very good question in the chat, and the question was, why would a running back run to Southeastern? And I think that's part of like just the conversation, because I would argue that when you think about overall like experience as a student athlete, what you get at a Southern, what you get at even like a Jackson State, what you get at like a FAMU, what you get at even an Alcorn, like
PWI don't compare, man. I'm sorry.
They don't compare to the to what we have to offer as it relates to just the atmosphere, the experience, all of that. And so would love to just entertain, like, from you guys, like, why do you think in this point, because AJ, you say we have to win those battles with the next coach. Why are we losing those battles currently, and what could we do to start winning some of those battles? And that's
effort, man. Effort. You can't just go talk to a guy once, man. You get what I'm saying? Like, man, you gotta be on this guy every day, every week, man. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta really show interest that you trying to win this battle, man. And for what I'm hearing, that just wasn't happening. So that's a big part of it. That's a big part of it.
All right, Uncle Flood, you have entered the building. We are talking about the pipeline in Louisiana, the coaching cycle, priorities for the next coaching cycle, all of that. So we'd love to just let you greet the people because you're here, and then get your perspective on that.
What's happening? I'm in enemy territory right now. I won't tell people where I am. Might be people looking for me. Just say I'm in enemy territory right now. So, I'm laying low right now. So,
well, good. We're glad to have you, Unc. But yeah, so we're talking about the pipeline, talk about the talent, the priorities of the next coach, and just so we all heard that we're all hearing what's happening in the streets for the next coach, and we saw the statuses, we saw the conversations, we saw all of the things. What is your hope, Leroy, for the next coach at Southern University?
I'm hoping, man, we get someone someone, I'm not gonna say young, but younger, who can relate with the kids more. I think that might have been the gap that we had with this current staff. Of course, when you have guys who've been coaching so long, they have the knowledge, but you have to be able to relate to the youngsters, and these aren't the youngsters from back in the day. These are new youngsters. So I feel like we need to be able to have a coach that can reach them, that can get on their level and reach them. So that's what I'm hoping for, me personally.
AJ?
Yeah, man. I've been hearing about the supposedly top 2 candidates, and man, I hope we go the proven route, man. I'm sorry. I hope we go to the proven route. The guy that has done it, he has a good track record, man. That's hopefully the way we go, man. I'm kind of shaky about the first time give it a go. I don't think we're in that state right now.
Anything you want to add about the coaching search conversation?
And I'm just gonna say that whatever happens at this point happens. I have no idea, no clue as to what's going to happen. All I know is that it's supposed to happen Tuesday. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's supposed to happen next Tuesday.
Oh, next Tuesday. Okay, I thought
you were talking tomorrow.
No, next Tuesday.
No, it's supposed to happen next Tuesday, the Tuesday after the Bayou Classic. That's what I've been told. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just hoping that we choose a coach that wins football games and wins the press conference. That it went not in that order. Wins the press conference first, and then wins football games. Wins those recruiting battles. Like we really are starting at the foundation. We've broken this house down all the way to the foundation, and now it's time to build it back up. And I don't know if we need a first-time contractor to be the builder of the house, or we need somebody who's a veteran contractor who knows what to do and knows how to rebuild. There are two schools of thought on that. The issue of resources has been impressed upon me. We need resources, and one candidate says he can bring resources when I think in reality the resources are outweighing the coaching aspect of it, are outweighing the recruiting aspect of it. I think that we have gotten so geared toward resources that we may be cutting off our nose to spite our face, but that's just my opinion. Whoever it is, I'm going to support them. I'm going to get behind them 100%. But I'm looking at this, and I know resources are important, and we need to grow the program. We need to have some facilities upgrades and everything. So I guess for the people making a decision, it's kind of a catch-22. Like I said, I'm just at the point now where I'm just gonna wait and see what happens and keep my fingers crossed and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, I think that's where I am too. I listen. All I know is that there will be a new podium for the announcement. So again, shout out to the quarterback club for that. But what I can say is that I hope that the new podium is supposed to be here on Friday. But I can say that with the conversations, like even with the names that are mentioned, I don't really have an opinion because also it's Southern. So until it is done, it's not done. So you could, like I just told Uncle, they might announce on Tuesday that he's a new coach. Like until it's Southern, until somebody walk out the press conference, we don't know.
One thing, if they make that announcement on Tuesday, the one thing that will happen is I will win the press conference. I will win the press conference. I will have the Jaguar Nation fully invested in us winning.
You know who won the last press conference and panned out terribly?
I don't remember a coach that actually won the press conference.
Don't say sideways, Head.
He didn't win the press conference at all. So listen, Stump Mitchell won his press conference. Like I don't care what nobody say, you may differ, but my boy had me thinking. And then he went out. What is that first game against like Delaware State, the BX Challenge? And he was like, "Oh yeah, this." He was like, "We going undefeated." He said something crazy in his press conference. That was like, "Yes, we fired up." And then he was fired after that. So, but I agree that winning the press conference is. I mean, we truly do. Like I think just from the university perspective in general, need someone that understands the ability to like bring people along with whatever vision you're going with. Because there will be the faithful fools, like we call ourselves, who are going to support whoever they bring, whoever shows up. But then there will also be those people that we need to be a part of this work together to make sure that we are successful. So I'm looking forward to that. I think before we let our guests go, I would love to know, AJ, as a player,
what was your before you do that, I have to go. I just wanted to dip in for a minute. So hold on to your guests. Yeah, I'm gonna try to come back to the show. I just wanted to dip in for a minute. All right.
We appreciate you.
All right, I try to come back.
All right. But no, AJ, I would love to know, and this is part of your question before I came on. What is your favorite Bayou Classic memory that you can remember? And I was pulling some clips and I saw some stuff.
Oh man,
I was gonna let you share what you.
So my favorite memory, man. It was an embarrassing one, but it was my favorite one.
Okay.
I got my helmet knocked off on the out route, man.
When
we played in Houston. Dog, that right there, man, just the adrenaline from that, man, getting up, talking noise, like, man, you got to come harder than that. That memory was, man, that was it right there, man. That was it.
Was the rule in place back then where you, when you got your helmet knocked off, you had to sit out for a play?
Man, Mel, I can't even remember if I went out the game or not, man. Yeah, I can't even remember, man. I just remember that play, man, vaguely, man. James Vernon normally lines up on the inside, I'm on the outside. And just for that play, man, he say, Turner, go ahead, line up inside. So, man, I ran that little 5-yard out, man, and that guy read it, man. And I'm talking, he came down. That was my best memory, man.
I didn't see that one in the clip, but there was one. I think you may have been on kickoff or punt return, and you were a player away from breaking it. This was it was the year after. I guess if you played, the year after. The year after the game in Texas because of Hurricane Katrina.
Right.
You were a player away from breaking that running for a touchdown, and you came on that sideline like you had actually made the touchdown. I mean, you was on that sideline, turned up. I was like, look at Paul, turned up on the sideline. So that was good to see. And I think what is the preparation from a player standpoint, like this week? Like, what is a play? Like, what's going through your mind building up to like arguably the biggest game of the season?
Yeah, man. Actually, it's not really it's like your nerves not really that bad, man. To be honest with you, man. Like for the seniors, you pretty much knowing like this is it, man. So it's more of focus, man. Like you want to have a good game, man. This is it. So you really focus on making this your best one, man. So yeah, I would expect them to be focused, man, for sure.
Okay. Leroy, as a fan, like when you think about the Bayou Classic, like what do you think is like, what is your favorite memory, favorite moment as from a Bayou Classic?
We gonna skip that question.
we gonna skip game, not all of the festivities around Bayou Classic.
I wasn't expecting that question, man.
You have to expect that question.
It's been so many good memories. I'll
give you some time to think about it because we do have some memories queued up here. This is my favorite non-football. It's football related, but not about the particular game in essence. But I will queue up. Hopefully, this plays for us on the spot.
And Southern came into this ball game thinking Bayou, win the Bayou. Doug Williams' team thinking win this game because it gets you to the championship game. And I think that was the difference. Southern came out with emotion from the opening whistle and played with emotion.
And for the second year in a row, Bruce Eugene has to leave the Superdome crying as his squad comes up short in a bid to win another conference championship. The coaches, Doug Williams and Pete Richardson, embrace. It was a 17-7 Grambling State lead early, but Southern made the plays. And the quarterback, Quincy Richard, was spectacular with 5 touchdown passes in this ball game.
So let me tell you something. To watch Bruce Eugene ball and cry like that, man, that was so back in the day, my family and I, we used to go back to the house and rewatched the Bayou Classic like 17 times to press pause, like at moments we missed. To watch Bruce Eugene cry the way he did, it was fulfilling. It was beautiful. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Leroy, any other memories? Any other things that you can think of from the classic?
I would say I can't give a specific memory at the time. They all jumbled up. But to me, the best part of the classics, the best times I've had is when both universities are playing to go to the SWAC championship, and we actually pull it off. We've had some good years over the years that we had some really good teams that should have won championships, but unfortunately, Grambling had Kincaid, and and they beat us. They were beating us with some really good teams. We had some really good teams. But I would say, y'all don't hate me for saying this. It was one of the years when Kincaid was there. Alan Clark, he played DN for Grambling. I coached him not in football, but in track in high school, and it was either a scoop and score. I think it was a pick six that he scored on. So that was a good moment to see a guy that you've seen work his butt off to get to that position and have a great play like that. So that was pretty dope.
No, that was actually it's always good to see. It feels like when Louisiana kids play against Southern, especially kids specifically from Baton Rouge or the area, they do what they was like, y'all should have recruited me. Like every one of them have a y'all should have recruited me kind of game. Yep. It's something, I guess, about just the energy of playing against people who you feel like slighted you or should have, been stronger on you, that they play out of their mind. And so, I was really looking forward to seeing T-Set play in the Bayou Classic as a Grambling player. I was really, really, really looking forward to seeing that. So shout out to T-Set, and hopefully that he gets recovered soon. I do have another memory queued up that was also a very one of my favorite Bayou Classics. The way this game ended was like just insane. So I'm gonna wait. Did I? Okay. I'm gonna cue that clip up.
2-point conversion to tie. Hines got rid of it. Intercepted. This is Edreese Brown. This could be 2 points. It doesn't matter. Being chased by Scotty Anderson. And he will take it in, I believe, but it's academic. What a finish. Himes appeared to be sacked. Unloaded the football. And it was intercepted by Edreese Brown, the leader of the secondary for the Southern Jaguars. This game is unbelievable. Every year. There are penalties down, and the game cannot end on a defensive penalty.
And they still have 7 seconds on the clock. That's a mistake.
How important was Highshaw not getting out of bounds and having to use that final timeout? Because they could have scored. They could have called timeout to plan a 2-point conversion play.
And the clock doesn't run on the 2-point conversion. You're right.
That ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. On 7.
The Superdome was unreal during that play. And it was just, you can see from these clips, though, that the atmosphere at the Bayou Classic is literally all the things that we expect for the Bayou Classic year to year to year. So I am looking forward to another one. My other favorite memory, and we do have a clip queued up that we may play later, is when Southern was down 31-10 in the 99 Bayou Classic. And we came all the way back. All the way back. And won that game. And I remember, because I think that really is where my fandom, like I've always loved Southern.
I can't hear you, Mel.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me, Leroy?
Yeah.
That's Papa, get your phone together. Can you hear now? You got it? You can hear now, AJ? AJ. Yeah, I don't know. I call him Pawpaw for a reason. Now he having technical issues. But it wouldn't be a show without technical issues. But yeah, so that particular game, we came back 31. We were down 31-3, ended up going in half like 31-10, came all the way back, won that game. You were getting ready to say what, Leroy?
Yeah, I remember that. I was real young. My dad actually left me that year. I remember being in my aunt's house watching it.
Oh, he left you. He didn't go to the game.
No, he left me. He left me in Baton Rouge. I was at my aunt's house in Cheneyville watching it. But I do remember that game.
Yeah. So we definitely had an amazing time. So before we get to this year's Bayou Classic score predictions, keys to game, we have to do what we always do. Shout out to our sponsors and the people who keep our lights on.
Hey everyone, I'm Chastity Joseph, and I chose agriculture as Southern because I care about our planet. With the population growing so rapidly, how we meet energy and food needs is changing. At the College of Agricultural, Human, and Environmental Sciences, I've explored everything from growing my own food to learning about viticulture and enology, growing grapes and making wine. I'm able to explore being self-sufficient and even the importance of water quality. I've had amazing experiences, both inside and outside the classroom, including internships and mentorships from the founder and CEO of a Black, woman-owned winery. My passions, whether ag-related or not, all revolve around a sustainable, healthy environment. This program has equipped me with the tools I need to be able to provide for myself and my community and connect to nature. Join me in making a positive impact on our world.
So shout out to Pat McGee. Shout out to the Ag Center for all of their continued support of Inside the Game. We have our boy AJ back. Hopefully he has some.
Yeah, sorry about that, man. And somebody called, man.
And that's why I call you Pawpaw, because you always have technical issues. And we also have our boy Unk back onto the show. So before we get out of here for the night, there's a couple things that I want to talk about. First, will you be attending the Bayou Classic? Everyone present?
Yes.
Oh, okay, because there's a big conversation about people. Oh, we're not going to the Bayou Classic. It's crazy to me, but
vibes, baby. Just the vibes.
Yes,
yep. Be there for the vibes.
The vibes are vibing. And before we get to our predictions for this particular game, I want to quickly mention SWAC championship will be Jackson State University versus Prairie View A&M. Any early thoughts about the coming SWAC championship? And I'll just take everybody on that one.
Prairie View for the upset, man.
Score prediction?
I go 27-24 Prairie View.
Okay, and Leroy?
I'm going Prairie View for the upset. I think they've gotten better. I think Uncle Flood said it last week, man. If you've paid attention to Prairie View, they've gotten better and better every week. And then, Jackson State, they're playing a freshman, a true freshman quarterback. So I see PV getting the dub.
Yeah, they're saying that Jacoby Morgan is supposed to be back for SWAC championship, which is what I went to Soul Bowl this weekend. Let me tell you something. Talk about for the vibes. Soul Bowl was all the vibes. I had an amazing time. Shout out to City.
Name a place that you go that you don't have an amazing time. That does not mean a damn thing because you said it was for the vibes. It was for the vibes. Everywhere Jamel Howard goes, there's the vibes, and it's for an amazing time. It's an amazing time. Okay. That does not bring credibility to the Soul Bowl by you saying that.
Listen, okay, Jacksoni is an all-court nights. I tried because I had a great time. Y'all took great care of me. The game was fun. The game was interesting. I was like, I don't have a dog in this fight. My nerves get bad, but that was a good game. Unc, what you think about the SWAC championship, Prairie View, Jackson State?
Well, since all three of us are people to be picking the same team for the same reasons, I don't think it's an upset. I think Prairie View is actually the better team. From seeing both teams play, I think Prairie View at this point in the season is actually the better team, all-around team. And I think they're going to beat Jackson State, and I think it'll be 35-21 Prairie View.
Well, y'all heard it here first. If it happens, if it didn't happen, you didn't. But no, I think the two
Although
y'all
they're going to be insufferable if they win. That's the only reason that I really don't want them to win, because they are going to be insufferable. They're going to act like people who don't ever win championships in football. So,
well, I mean, listen, PV12, y'all, if y'all win in the vet on Saturday and y'all go and y'all win that SWAC championship, y'all deserve to be insufferable, because let me tell you something. When the Lord says the same and we get our ship right, I want to be insufferable, because I'm tired of being sufferable and losing. But going into our game this weekend, obviously for the vibes, there is no championship implications from this particular game. Southern and Grambling, Bayou Classic predictions and score predictions. I'll start with you first, Leroy.
I'll never, with the team that we have this year, I don't see us scoring 28 points. So I'm a low ball it. I'm gonna say 24-21. I'm a low ball.
Dang. that was my exact prediction, man. I the Cowboys did it yesterday, so I say, look, one team pulled it off, man. So I know the Jags gonna do the same. 24-21, man. Walk off field goal. Yes, sir.
I forgot you a Cowboy fan, because y'all been so terrible. What do you think about and the score predictions, obviously, but then any keys to the game for us to come out with our second win of the season?
Southern finally plays a complete game. They finally show up for all 4 quarters. They finally push through some adversity. Can't be a whole lot of adversity, but they finally show up and play 4 quarters. And I think Jaguars win 21-17.
That is good. I mean, I am on board. I think, to Unc's point, we find, because again, we talked about this last week, but week to week, it at least feels like the offense is progressing in a way that they hadn't at the beginning of the season. To Unc's point, we finally play a complete game, because special teams has cost us a couple games this season too. We were in a very good position against Alcorn this particular season, and we had 2 special team blunders back to back that were really critical. The Texas Southern game, special teams. So there were games that we were in where I credit, all 4 phases of the game, but special teams really played a role. And so I think we finally get it right. We even get our first kickoff return for a touchdown, or punt return for a touchdown this game. You heard it here first. And we win 31-24 is actually my score.
AJ, you must be coming out of retirement, huh?
We gonna score 31 points, man. Okay.
31 points in the dome. The new greatest show on turf. But I was just clowning. I was just clowning AJ Unc. I was watching the old Bayou Classic clip, and in the 2000, I think it was 2006 Bayou Classic, and he had 1 tackle before he would break for a touchdown, and he went on the sideline like he had made the touchdown. So
that's the story of AJ's kick returning career. 1 tackle from a touchdown.
Man. 1 tackle away, man.
He was 1 tackle away.
He was the king of the average 53 yards a kickoff return.
Yep, always that one, man. That one.
But hey, so I see PV versus everybody just came in here. PV versus everybody, whoever you may be. The panelists predict that you guys will upset Jackson State, and don't really call it an upset in the SWAC championship. And they also admitted that you guys will be insufferable if you do win. So you've heard it all here on Inside the Game. But any other thoughts? Oh, before we do get out of here, want to shout out to the band for making it to the HBCU National Band of the Year competition in Atlanta, Georgia, which will be the Friday before Celebration Bowl. My running joke is the band has made it to the Celebration Bowl before the football team. So maybe we really are a band school.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to clip that. They're going to 1400 Club is going to clip that. We are going to hear that at some point next year. 1400 Club is going to clip that. I can guarantee you that.
It's all good. I'm a realist, and I own it what it is, and I said it so many times. So maybe the football team will use that as encouragement to get themselves there. So no, shout out to the Human Jukebox. I mean,
and shout out to Dr. Kedrick Taylor. I've been giving Dr. Taylor and his staff a hard time this year, and I will say, while they haven't been the jukebox that necessarily everybody has grown used to over the past 20 years. I have to give him some props. They have gone through a lot, and in particular, hearing his staff with what things that have happened to the jukebox over the last 4 or 5 years in terms of losing students and things like that. You know, death coming to visit the jukebox, and I just wanted to say, for all of that, he's persevered, and they're in the championship round. You know, for the national championship. Shouts out. And I just want to say, I want to say this public. My apologies to him, because all of us deserve some grace when we're going through things. And I think he's stuck to his guns. And I think he's a prime example of when you know that you're doing right, even when everybody else is saying no, but you know that you're doing right and you stick to what it is, then you tend to come out on the other side looking good. And that's what's happening with Dr. Taylor and the Human Jukebox. So shouts out to them. And like I said, I told him this to his face, and I want to say it publicly. I've been highly critical of them, as critical as I can be of bands, because I'm not really a band guy. But, you know, my apologies to them and kudos to them. I hope they go out and beat the hell out of FAMU and do what only the jukebox can do, because you know FAMU, that you know they're gonna have a something marching down the field. They probably gonna have a man in a wheelchair rolling down the field or something. You know, who knows? They might put a tank on the field and shoot off a bullet or something. You know, who knows? But the jukebox is gonna be with the juke doesn't have to slow their thing down to put formations on the field. They're gonna march 8 to 5 and high step and whip that thing all the way through while still giving you formations and still giving you the score, still giving you the time, still being the jukebox and still playing loud, crisp, and clear. I can hear them coming now. Ayo, ayo. And all the little kids running to the fence. Here they come. It's the jukebox. Oh, mama, look at the dolls. Look at the dolls, mama. They so pretty. I can't believe we get to see the jukebox. Ayo, ayo. Go get the national championship, Juke. Blow. Yes. Everybody wants to be like us. That's why they say they're often imitated but never duplicated. You can never out-juke the Juke.
You heard it here first. Unc gave the Juke a whole. Add that to the segment for the Battle of Bands. If you are interested in planning on, hey Aris, if you're interested in planning on going to the Battle of the Bands, there are some really cheap flights, round trip tickets to Atlanta from New Orleans. So go out and support, just like we would go out and support the football team. Go out and support the band. Shout out to everybody who has been here, and we will see you guys in New Orleans this weekend for the vibes.
All about the vibes.
Come on, Eris. For the vibes.
Yeah, the vibes are already coming. See, she got the vibes already. See,
yeah, my girl ready. She got her fringes on. She about to march in like she a dog. But yeah, for the vibes, and we just look forward for everybody coming out. Shout out to those folks who have subscribed to Inside the Game, who have done all of the things to help us continue this show. We will have a special show. This is basically the last show of the season, so thank you guys for being with us. We will have a show though when there is a announcement, an official announcement, not inbox chatter. After the official press conference, we are going to have Inside the Game.
And another thing, I want to thank everybody, because of everybody being so generous and keep sending those cards and donations in. We were able to send 20 young people free tickets to the Bayou Classic.
Correct.
So, you know, keep those cards and let us come in. We like the kind that jingles, but we prefer the kind that folds. Hit the cash app, hit the Venmo, do whatever. I'm going to do a special live this week, maybe Wednesday too. So, you know, we'll have a coaching discussion and all of that. Like Coach Melle said, when we decide who the coach is, or when they decide, then we'll talk about that too.
Yes, because if we were making the decision, we would have a coach in the suite at the Bayou Classic.
we would definitely win the press conference. We would definitely win the day on the Bayou Classic if it was up to us. Because when they swung the camera up, there would be a coach sitting right there.
with a tagline, how they have the commentators doing like, and look, he was in the suite with President Melle and Coach Flood. Yeah, so we would definitely win that. But no, guys, thank you so much for an incredible season. Thank you to our special guests, Leroy and AJ, and we look forward to seeing you guys in New Orleans, as well as seeing you guys for our special edition of Inside the Game during the announcement of our new coach. Unc, for the last time this season in the quote-unquote regular season, take us out of here.
It's for the vibes this week. Get out and enjoy yourselves. Have a good time. Don't worry about the score. Just get out and enjoy yourselves. It's for the vibes. If this man upstairs says the same, we'll be back at the same time in the same place because, as always, we take you inside the game.
You know what time it is. It's your favorite